Hello everyone, today we are going to build this UI which I found on Dribbble. So this has a clean looking tab layout and it has a title on the left and a hamburger menu on the right. This is Kumar Saurav and you're watching screens. So let's get started. So as always, I'm going to create a new Expo app with this npx create Expo app and I'll be using latest. So let's do npm run iOS. Okay, I need to cd into the directory planner final and npm run iOS. Cool, we have the app running in the emulator. So as always, we'll just reset the project. Okay, now we have a blank slate. Let me open neovim. Cool. So we have the layout and the index file. Let's start modifying the layout. So before that, I'm going to just add few tabs. So the index will be the default tab. Let's add bookmarks. I'll just add the a screenshot as a reference so that we can build on top of it. Okay, cool. So let's add three other tabs. I'll just name the tab task. Okay. Let's add, we are going to add view and then just a text. And we are going to export default functions, function task, and then return a view and a text. And we'll just put in task for now. And let's save this out. So we have task. Then I'm going to add bookmarks. So let's just copy the things from task and put it in bookmarks. And let's just change this to bookmarks. We are going to then add another tab, which is, let's call it settings. Let's call it settings.tsx. Let me just paste. Let me just paste the content and change the word to settings. Let's save this out and modify our layout quickly. Instead of stack, we are going to use tabs, not tasks, tabs. And we are going to put our tabs inside that. So let's add tab.screen, tabs.screen, and we are going to name the first one as index. Okay, so now you can see since we have the root layout to be tabs and there were four routes, so it has automatically created different tabs in the application, but we don't need it in the order which we defined it. So we are going to modify. So let's start modifying. The next tab which we want is a task. Then we have bookmarks. Then we have settings. Yep. Okay. So index, task, bookmark, settings. Now we would obviously want to set some options because we don't want the title to be index, but I will just leave it like that because anyways we don't want the label to be there. So instead of adding the option in this tabs.screen, I'm going to add it to the tabs itself. I think the property is called tab label something. Tab label. No, I think is tab label, tab bar show label, and this should be false. So this is going to hide all the labels of the tab like what we wanted in our design. But now we want to modify the color as well. So the active color should be black, I think. So let me quickly add it. So tab bar active tint color should be tab bar active tint color. We're going to put black, and I think the inactive color is gray is fine. But let's start quickly adding the icons. So we are going to add icons. For the first one, we are going to use the home. So what we need to do here is add the options, tab bar icon, and I think this should do it. Icons, expo vector icon. I think this should fix it. Yes. I think since we imported the vector icons, I had to reload the Expo server. So now we have got a home icon here. So we need to modify this icon because we want to also show the indicator on the top. So what I will do is I'm just going to add a custom component on top. So let's add a constant and we are going to call it our tab icon. Okay. And this tab icon is going to return, for now let's return, let's have curly braces here. Okay. And replace this tab icon, iron icon with the tab icon. Let me add size as well here. Okay. So now you can see that we have replaced the iron icon with the tab icon. And what we are going to do is when it is focused, we are going to add a line on the top. So to achieve that, I'm just going to modify the tab icon and also pass in a prop called focused. So focused, and then we are going to also pass focused, and let's add it as a prop in the tab icon component tool. So looks fine as of now. And what we are going to do here is if the prop is focused, we are going to add a view on top of it. So let's add a view, wrap the icon in a view. Get rid of this. Okay, we need to wrap inside small brackets. Cool. Everything is cool. Let's add prop types for tab icon. Color string, size, number, and focus is a boolean. And let's pass this as tab icon prop. Cool. Okay. So we need to change the name to a key. So let's fix this because the iron icons take a fixed set of keys. And I think the type of this would be, let me check, it would be type of iron icons default name. So let me see if this is working properly by putting some icons name here. Yeah, so this is fine. I think it is working perfectly. And let's change it back to home. So name is type of iron icons dot default props dot name, and we have size and focused. So size and focus is 24. We are using size. Let's change it here to size. Color is fine. And then we are going to put that logic for focused. Now we have something on the top, but the height and the width, height seems to be fine. I'm just going to modify the width to be 48 maybe. Or 48 is too big. 24. Yeah, looks kind of okay. And then we are also going to set some border radius to 2. Okay, I think we have set this kind of okay, but we need to add some padding. Definitely, let's add some padding top. So this has added the padding between the indicator and the icon, but it's too much. I think I will just go with 4. Yeah, this looks kind of okay. And let's quickly add the tab bar icon for all the tabs. So we're just going to copy this. It would be check. I think I imported the wrong. Okay, so I think I set the type incorrectly. The type should be key of iron icon gilf map. Okay, and then we will should get the autocomplete. Yes, so it is, I think, checkbox circle. Okay, this check mark circle. Okay, so the icon is correct now. Let's copy. Okay, now we have added the custom component which we created. Let's start changing the name of the icons. So for bookmarks, I think it is bookmark or probably bookmark, and this should be maybe settings. Okay, let's go with settings. Looks decent enough. I think there's a slight problem where clicking on it is pushing the view down. Okay, so let's fix this. So what we are going to do is, if it is focused, we are going to return this view, and if it is not focused, we are just going to return a transparent background. So let's do that. Okay, cool. So this should fix it. So now you can see the layout or the icon is not moving up and down when we are activating it, or when the icon is focused. Cool. So let's go ahead and fix some styling for the tab bar. So the tab bar, we need to remove the border on the top. So what we are going to do here is, we are just going to do tab bar style. So we are going to add the tab bar style and make the border top width at 0. So this will get rid of the top border which was there. Also, let's add margin to right and left to make the icons come together. So margin right, we are going to add 32 pixels, and then margin left also we are going to add 32 pixels. So this has brought the icons more close to each other. Okay, and then I think let's quickly add the background as white for the tabs. So let me add here background color as white. So yeah, so now the background color is white. For bookmarks also, let me add it. Let's do same thing for other screens as well. Go to settings, let's go to task, and then we have, okay, so we need to set the flex to 1, flex 1. In the task also we are going to add flex 1. Now where's the bookmark? Let's add flex 1 there as well. So now you can see we have the backgrounds as white, but we have another problem, which is the title bar, which is not going according to our design. So let's fix that as well. So we'll open our layout file, and then we are going to add some style to the header. So let's do header style. Okay, and the header style, we are going to set the height first. So we are going to set the height to around 136. Okay, and then we can see a shadow which is there. So on the tab bar on the bottom, there was a border, but I think on the header they have a shadow. So we have to set the shadow color to transparent. This will get rid of the shadow. Now what we're going to change is the text style, the style of the text which is there on the header. So let's do that. And the property which we're going to modify is called header title style, and we are going to set font size as 24 and font weight as bold. Okay, then we are going to add the icon on the right, header icon. We'll add header right, and we are going to add the hamburger menu, which is menu in the icons. Yeah, so we have this, and we are also going to modify header right container style. Just add some padding here, padding right. Okay, so this is header. So now it's correctly padded. Now we want to align this index to the title to the left. Header title aligned, and this is going to be left. Cool. I think let's add the titles as well to the tabs. So in the options, that title is home, and then your task, your bookmarks, and then okay, we're just going to go ahead with this names. So I think we are pretty close to what we have as the reference, especially for the tabs. Now let's throw in some cards in the task. Okay, so we don't want this here. We would need, so let's start styling the card. So this is going to be the card for us. and it has some text, which is the title. Then the text is the description, and then we have another text which is the date, and then we have an image. So I'll add the image later on. So let's first start styling these to look like a card. So we are going to throw in the style here. So we are going to add background color as E7, 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 and then we are going to add some margin, then the border radius, some padding, and then we are going to set the height to around 248 pixels. Okay, so we have a nice card. Now let's style the title. Let's add color to the font. The font color is E292726, and font size, let's keep it as 36. Font weight bold, and then let's add some padding at the bottom. I think somehow the font size looks a little bit big, but anyways, we are going to change it later on. And even I think that the title bar font, we need to bump it up a little bit. So let me bump that up. So the font is 48. Okay, now it looks kind of close to the design which we had, or maybe we can just change it to 36 if this looks big. Yeah, this looks fine. Okay, let's go back to the task. uh, we are going to reduce this to 24. Yeah, should be fine. Then we have the content. Let's change the title, and I'm also going to put in some, so let's add some description. Let's throw in the style. The code should be F7, F7, F7. Oh, sorry, is the other way around, 7F, 7F, 7F. And then we are going to change the date. But I think before this, I'm going to wrap this in another view so that we have a view which has two children set flex direction row. Let's add the background color, which is 292823. Okay, we need to choose this. I think the color should be white. Font size 24. Font weight bold. We are also going to set the height and the width as 48. Padding 8, and we have a border radius of 8. So we have our date text view. Now let's also add the image. So let's first import the image right on top. Image. Let's throw in the image here, and we are going to put in some source. Obviously, we don't have anything like that yet. So I'm going to put in two images, and we are going to use one of them in the first card and the second one in the second card. So I have put in two images here, which are image 1 and image 2, and we are going to throw this inside this. Let's get rid of those two assets and images, and then the first image is image 1 dot png, images, image dot png. Okay, let's reload this. Obviously, we cannot see it because we do not have the height and the width set. So let's add the style, and we are going to set the height as 148, width as 148. Now we are going to rearrange the view. So let's do justify content space between, and then we have to set align items, and this should be flex end. So we are going to remove the height, and it is going to automatically take up the height which we have. I think we should reduce the image size a bit, which is 132. Okay, and we need the another card. So we're just going to copy paste this. So let's copy this view. So I have put another card here. So this is very close to what we have in the design. So do you like this kind of video where I am coding UI from sites like Dribbble? Please leave a comment below and let me know if you want such kind of videos to come in future. For now, thank you. Take care.